Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Good? Good. So, the diet wars continue, and there have been some major developments on the carnivore versus herbivore front. Namely, Spheria, or Spherage as he is known to all the hearing impaired out there, is apparently going broke and might have to be eating rice and beans for a while. Wow! People are throwing all kinds of money at vegetable police to stop eating meat. What is the world coming to? Anyway, seeing as I like to rip vegans a new one, as if they didn't do that enough on their own. Look, I don't have a problem with vegans. I actually like quite a few of them. It's the ideology that I despise and must decapitate, because it's bullshit. Anyway, seeing as I've been talking quite a bit about vegans, I figured in this video I'd talk about their closest relative, or the gorilla. Oops. Let's read the article, entitled First Proof Gorillas Eat Monkeys? Mammal DNA has been found in gorilla feces, suggesting that maybe, just maybe, the big apes ate meat after all. Anyway, the article goes on to talk about how there are other pathways of monkey, was it? And some little deer DNA finding their way in gorilla poop. They're trying to wiggle out of this one desperately, huh? Animal rights activists. It's conceivable that, maybe a little deer was munching on some gorilla poop, or some monkey was flinging gorilla poop around, and that's how their DNA got in there. It's conceivable, but it's probably more likely that they actually got eaten by this Carnist, which has actually been known to eat meat at zoos. When they serve the gorilla steak, he says, "Yes, please, and thank you. Can I have some more?" It's what they do. They eat meat. So is it really that inconceivable to think that they also eat monkeys or deer in the wild, seeing as their DNA is found in their poop? And even if that DNA got in there by mistake, well, the gorillas eat their own poop, which isn't vegan, so they're not either, are they? No way out of this one, vegans. Gorillas eat meat. And that's that. But maybe, just maybe, seeing as I've been talking about how vegans don't know dick about animals, and my suspicions were proved correct watching Vegetable Police's video the other day, and him calling a toad a frog, maybe, just maybe, oh hey, this just occurred to me. Do you think when vegans go to a zoo, wait, are zoos vegan? Must be a confusing fucking lifestyle, man. I can't believe this ish. Anyway, when two vegans go to a zoo, do they just point at the cage and say, "Oh, look at that thing over there. Yeah, that thing over there." Vegans don't know anything about animals. So maybe, just maybe, when they say gorilla, they mean orangutan? Uh-oh. Apparently not, because he's a Carnist too. Anyway, let's read, shall we? Veggie orangutans turn carnivore. For the first time, a Bornean orangutan has been seen eating meat. Has been seen eating meat. Doesn't mean he hasn't enjoyed steak before once in a while. See, this is the thing with these great apes. They're very rare. In other words, there aren't that many of them left, and there aren't that many people interested in studying them, and they tend to be a little bit skittish, especially during dinner time. So just because they haven't been seen eating meat by white people doesn't make them vegan. Continuing, both species of orangutan, once thought to be vegetarian, are now known to do so. Eat meat. And see, this was the same thing with the chimpanzee. We used to believe he was a vegan, but now we know he actually eats a lot of meat or animal products. Continuing, some orangutans can be very secretive. See what I'm saying? As a research team discovered when trying to follow a wild male Bornean, who cares? I'm not going. Orangutan in a remote forest of Borneo. They managed to locate him by following the sound of his long bellowing calls, which advertised his presence to others nearby. The closer they came, the more apparent it was that he was not used to having people around him. No shit, says Benjamin Buckley of the University of Cambridge in the UK. He was acting aggressively, throwing branches and shaking trees soon began to flee from us. Eventually, the orangutan calmed down and sat quietly in a tree, munching on some food. He turned his back each time the team tried to see what he was eating. After a short while, I managed to find a spot to watch him clearly, says Buckley. I saw that he had a squirrel in his hand, which he was tugging at with his teeth, and I could hear crunching noises as he chewed. Wait a minute. Whoa, hold the phone. He did all that with his herbivore teeth? Cognitive dissonance, bitches. That came as a surprise because Bornean orangutans are thought to be virtually vegetarian. Hey, that means they eat eggs and drink milk, right? Anyway, they mainly eat fruit but also occasionally munch on leaves, flowers, bark, and small insects. How's that bark soup going, vegans? The team did not witness a chase or see any fresh blood. They think that the squirrel must already have been dead before the male started eating it. Or maybe, and I don't know where I would get this crazy idea from, maybe the orangutan threw a branch at it and killed it. Continuing, the observation is published in the journal Primates. The researchers report the entrails of the squirrel were dropped, but every other part of the carcass was chewed and swallowed, including bones, skin, fur, and tail. It's the first time a Bornean orangutan has been seen eating any kind of meat by white people since a project looking into their lives started in 2003. These apes have been observed for 16,000 hours. Woohoo, like that's a lot of time. Since the tropical peatland project began. Despite the new observation, the scientists do not think that meat is a normal part of the orangutan's diet. It is unlikely that a large adult male orangutan would be capable of chasing and catching a creature as agile as a squirrel, right? 10 minutes after he threw some branches at them, they have a difficult time conceiving of the orangutan, throwing something at the squirrel to kill it. Anyway, it is more likely that the orangutan scavenged the squirrel opportunistically, especially considering that there was plenty of fruit to eat. There is a second species of orangutan which lives on the island of Sumatra. They occasionally eat meat, having been observed preying on slow lorises on 5 occasions since 1999. However, they only did so when fruit was scarce, which was not the case with this latest observation. So, as I've been saying, roughly 2.6 million years ago, these proto-humans, or monkeys, that we evolved from, allegedly, if you want to believe the theory of evolution, and most atheistic vegans do. These proto-humans, or hominids, or whatever the hell they were living up in the trees, allegedly eating, fruits, leaves, bark. And then the Ice Age set in slowly but surely. Maybe not so slowly after all. And they came down from the tree and started eating a lot more meat, right? Because fruit was scarce. Anyway, continuing, it is now clear that much like humans, wild orangutans can develop their own dietary preferences, says some dude from somewhere who was part of the team that observed Sumatran orangutans eating meat. Such individual food preference can be passed on through generations or spread horizontally across populations, giving rise to diet cultures. Oh, okay. Orangutans and humans share a common ancestor which lived over 12 million years ago. The fact that both orangutan species sometimes eat meat suggests that this common ancestor did so too, at least on occasion. This study puts us a step further in understanding what may have been the ingredient of the first food cultures to emerge in our lineage. Yeah, very interesting article. So, we most likely evolved from a species of ape that already ate meat, and then it got really, really cold and everything froze up. And we came down from the tree and ate even more meat because there was not much else to eat. Yeah? There was another link to an article. This one or the previous one? I think maybe the previous one. Where the title of the article, I guess it's not loading up right now. But anyway, the title of the article was something along the lines of how chimpanzees, which we used to think were vegetarian, but we found out not so much, or vegan rather. Chimpanzees almost wiped out all monkeys because they just like to eat monkeys, right? Which makes me wonder if, and I think some people have suggested this theory, if that's why Homo sapiens turned out to be the only successful and to this day living species of hominids. Because they were so successful at hunting, as all the cave paintings would suggest, that, they were just great hunters, aggressive probably, had a nice prey drive, and used those skills and those big brains, big fat brains they got from eating animals to eradicate the competition. Because, we all tend to get kind of skittish around dinner time. Know what I'm saying? Anyway, all of this to say that, and I'm going to have a few more videos on this very, very fascinating topic, that the great apes are not herbivores. Maybe primarily so, but they also like to get a piece of meat here and there. Chimpanzees, quite often, actually. All right, so stop with your nonsense, vegans. All right? Start telling the truth. Because it's becoming a little sickening listening to all the sycophants spitting nonsense, lies, and idiotic BS. All right? So, once again, hope you're all doing well and tell the truth, huh? Just tell the truth. Thanks for watching.